This forecast is powered by Comfort Now, comprehensive heating and cooling solutions for Atlantic and Gateway counties.
All right, good evening, everybody. Nor'easter Nick here. It is now 7:22. I was shooting for 7 o'clock, but we ran a little bit later at the gym than expected, but wanted to pop in here and give you an idea of what's going on. We are still looking at rain and wind overnight into very early tomorrow morning, and some of this wind could get turbulent, and you could get some isolated damaging gusts, but I am still sticking with the idea that widespread 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts are possible, okay? With maybe, if the heavy rain materializes, some gusts a little higher than that. And we'll show you on our Futurecast maps in just a second what we can expect. A little bit of a change here, because as I expand and do new things, I want to keep you in the loop, of course. I usually talk to my morning group at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's nice to see some of you here at night that aren't on with me that early on. Good evening. I almost said good morning. I'm so used to doing these live shows. Good morning, Christina and Dee and Mary Jane. Thank you for being here. And Nelson and Quilling and Elise. Susan, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And Kerry, hope you are doing well. I love the wind. Well, that's a first. Hey, Roseanne, hope you're doing well. So anyway, I'll get some orders of business out of the way first. In the coming months, I'll always be here on Facebook. Don't worry, I'll still continue to post and do live stuff and all that kind of, weather-related things. But my website, nor'easternick.com, is going to be getting revamped, and it's going to be more user-friendly. We're going to be doing more live stuff there. We're going to be doing zonal forecasts. That's going to become the hub for all things hyper-local weather. I'm expanding into Southeast Pennsylvania, Delaware, Central Jersey, and whatnot. But you will always be the focus of my attention in South Jersey. I hired another meteorologist. He will be here with me, focusing on weekends, and he will be also focusing on Central and North Jersey. Those are areas that I am weak in, because I don't know most of those towns up there. So nor'easternick.com will be the hub. I'm also starting an email subscription service because I know the Facebook algorithms stink. And even if you're a top fan, you don't always get to see my stuff. So at 6 o'clock in the morning, you'll have a video forecast. You'll have your specific area 7-day forecast, a written description, and text alerts. So stay tuned for all of that. Now, there's some of you watching me on Twitter right now and YouTube. I finally figured out in my broadcast studio software how to bring the stream to different avenues. So I want to welcome all of the Twitter people out there that might be watching. I appreciate it, all right? I also want to welcome all the YouTube people out there. So I'm trying to be all over the place. Welcome, everybody. All right, let's get on with where we want to go. I guess the first thing we'll talk about here is, oh man, what do I want to focus on? Well, I guess we'll go to our camera shot so you can see what's going on right here. This is the Inn in Mays Landing. This is the Sugar Hill Inn. I just ate dinner there Friday night. So good. One of the best steaks I've ever had. Nice, calm, tranquil look. But the winds are picking up. You see the ripples across the Great Egg Harbor River there. Temperature right now, 53 degrees. The temperature is varied greatly depending on where you were situated today. I had 71 degrees in my house in Washington Township. I know 71 was prevalent through eastern Camden County. But the closer you got to the beaches, the cooler it was. Egg Harbor Township, right along the Parkway corridor, most of you spent the day in the 50s, and some of our islands spent the day in the 40s. And then you had the fog roll in. If you're down there in Cape May and Wildwood right now, your visibility is down to about a mile. That's the only place that we're really dealing with fog that's significant. This afternoon, temperatures were roughly 20 degrees warmer than yesterday. We were 20 degrees warmer in Doylestown, 19 in Marlton, 18 in Hamilton. And I know it didn't feel significantly warmer at the shore, but even you were warmer than yesterday before that fog and mist rolled in. And those winds off of the ocean really did a number on the temperatures. So highs across our area today topped out in the upper 60s, around 70 degrees for some. 68 in Marlton, 67 in Trenton, 68 in Hamilton. There were some areas right in here, not specifically noted on the map here, that got to 70 degrees. But 46 in Asbury Park, 49 in Atlantic City. It's a typical spring pattern. The only way you end up getting those warmer temperatures and everybody warms up equally is if you have a westerly wind. Today's winds were out of the south and the southwest, coming across that much cooler water. So that's why the islands were much cooler. 62 in Philadelphia, 53 in Atlantic City, 56 in Charleston, 66 in Knoxville, 66 in Nashville. But look at that stark contrast. 21 right now in Chicago, 56 in Charleston. So there's that, 35 degree difference? That's crazy. And that's the front that's coming our way late tonight and tomorrow morning. And that could be sparking some thunderstorms, believe it or not. And you know what the old wives' tale is, right? If you hear thunder, or there's a thunderstorm that develops in the winter, 7 days later, there's snow. And as luck would have it, coincidentally, we do have a system that is modeled towards the end of next week that could bring a wintry mix or some snow to the area. It's a week out, plenty of time to watch it, but I'm going to throw it up on the 7-day forecast just to give you an idea. So we still have those winds out the south. It's 61 in Mount Holly right now, 63 in Bensalem, 62 in Trenton, 58 in Chemung. Out in Norristown, 61, and Westchester coming in at 60. And notice some light rain showers to the west, not impacting our weather just yet. I think most of us have to wait until after midnight to get in on that. Big temperature difference between Hamilton at 57 and Atlantic City at 41. I mean, that is incredible. That is a 16-degree temperature difference there. 55 in Dennisville, but 42 in Stone Harbor, 44 in Barnegat, 58, still around 60 through interior sections of Ocean and Burlington County, 62 in Trenton right now. So Doppler radar doesn't have anything going on really right now. We got to zoom out just a little bit and you'll see a lot of heavy rain. All right, this is pushing to the east. I think it's possible we end up with a half of an inch, maybe an inch of rain. If we end up in those heavier cells, you got some wintry mix and some ice over Cleveland, and then snow in Chicago, several inches of snow out over Indiana and portions of Illinois. But this is heading up in our direction, and you see those little boxes there, that polygon just east of Lexington, that's a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not really concerned about that for us tonight, but the winds will be an issue. Winds will be picking up. Generally, I'm thinking, and the forecast has not changed over the past 3 days on this, 40 to 50 mile an hour gusts out of the south and the southwest. This is not a nor'easter. We are not expecting tidal flooding concerns at the beaches. Your tide heights are just fine, well under minor tidal flooding stage. Towards tomorrow morning, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we're watching for the development of potentially a squall line. And if that comes to fruition, with that alone, you're looking at gusts over 50 miles an hour. You need the heavy rain to tap into those low-level jet winds. That low-level jet is screaming. In some cases, modeled at 100 miles an hour, okay? So in a bad storm, now 100 miles an hour is not going to be translating down to the surface, but the worst case scenario, 70 to 80% can make it down. That's if the vertical velocity, i.e. heavy rain, is there. Normally, in a situation like this, I'd say 50 to 60% can come down to the surface, but that's still significant with those 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts. Temperatures are going to be plunging on Friday. I know if you're looking at your weather app, you're like, it's going to be 61 tomorrow. What's this guy talking about? Well, that's true. The high temperature is recorded in the middle of the night. In these situations, it doesn't matter, what time that warmest period is going to be. That goes down as the high temperature. Normally, on a normal day, we wake up, it's cold, it warms up through the day, and your high occurs between 2 and 4 o'clock. Not the case in a situation like this. That high could very well happen at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and then the temperatures come down. We'll find ourselves in the 30s on your Friday afternoon. So everybody in yellow is under a wind advisory. That went into effect early this morning for tonight. And this is why. let's go up and look at the low-level jet. This is 5,000 feet above our head. This is about a mile up. And I get yelled at all the time for posting these maps. But I don't care. I am here to teach you. You know, my job is to educate. And ultimately, the more you know, the less scared you're going to be. I understand weather anxiety. So that's why I'm showing this. Not to scare anybody. I'm a science geek. My job is to show you the why behind the what. Why things are happening. Why there's a concern. Okay? This is 11 o'clock tonight. Winds over Atlantic City, not at the surface, around 70 miles an hour. Over Philly, 85 miles an hour. But the real winds start to get turned up as we go into 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. This is what I'm talking about. At the 850 millibar layer of the atmosphere, you have these winds at about 100 miles an hour. Again, a mile up. You need very heavy rain to tap into that to bring some of that energy down to the surface. Again, I'm thinking probably 50 to 60% of what you see here. But in the worst case, yes, 70 to 80% can make it down. It's rare. Doesn't happen often. Once every couple years. But I hope you have your furniture outside tied down, your trash cans and whatnot. Just make sure you don't have stuff blowing down the street. So this is where we are right now, generally speaking. These are winds, not temperatures. Obviously, it's still warm as you go out. Gusts 30, 35 miles an hour possible. Your light rain moving into southeast Pennsylvania. And then after 10, 11 o'clock, the rain is going to be overspreading the area. Here's some moderate bands of rain coming through our western sections of the viewing area, Norristown, Westchester, Doylestown. So 10:30, 11 o'clock, that steadier rain pushes down into South Jersey. Nothing significant, but this model is trying to pick up on these areas of heavy rain. And then behind that, it wants to build a squall line. Now look at how all of a sudden where that heaviest rain is. That is where the model is predicting the highest wind gusts are going to be. 57 in Hamilton, 59 in Mays Landing. So I don't think it's an everybody type of thing. I think some isolated damaging wind gusts over 50 miles an hour are possible. I don't think it's for everybody. That's why I'm staying with the 40 to 50 mile an hour forecast. But there could absolutely be one or two areas if the heavy rain does materialize where you're getting up to near 60 miles an hour. So this is 6 o'clock in the morning. We'll be up. We'll be tracking this live tomorrow morning, okay? But it's out of here for your morning commute. Off the shoreline by 7:30, 8 o'clock, and it stays windy behind the system with the winds continuing to gust into the 30 mile an hour range. Severe weather down to our south and west. We are just in a general thunderstorm risk. Not expecting tornadoes, not expecting severe thunderstorms, but there could very well be some claps of thunder overnight with those storms rolling in, okay? Tornado watches and warnings down through Alabama right now. We have a severe thunderstorm, one lone severe thunderstorm warning in Kentucky at this hour, but we're really not too concerned about that. Temperatures could actually be on the rise again overnight, but will average out in the lower 50s by the time we wake up. And then in the afternoon, we shave off about 10 degrees off of that number, and we'll end up in the 40s and eventually the 30s. So this is very deceiving. That 58, that comes in 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? It is not going to be 58 degrees in the afternoon. So we have lingering morning rain, and it turns partly sunny and colder with the west-northwest winds sustained at nearly 20 miles an hour. Now let's talk about the warmth coming our way. This is the next 6 to 10 days. We're looking at temperatures for maybe 3 days in a row, 10 degrees above normal. But as we zoom out, look at the cold. Yeah, the polar vortex is going to try to stretch one more time. And that could bring us a cold end to February and wintry start to March. Our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook now brings much colder air into, pretty much the entire lower 48. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I told you winter's not over yet. I know a lot of people were writing it off. Oh, there's no more snow, blah, 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 blah. I told you there's probably another storm or two out there. And the reasoning behind that, for me at least, the Madden-Julian oscillation, it's one of those indices, one of those teleconnections that we look at on the other side of the world. It's been in a cold phase for 2 weeks. The impact of that is usually lagged behind by like 2 weeks. So it makes sense that the forecast is going to be changing up a little bit. And it's been stuck in that phase for 10 days, 14 days, and it looks to stay there for another week. So we could feasibly say next 3 weeks could be quite wintry, all right? And of course, you're going to get fluctuations here and there, but I don't think we are done with the cold and the snow. 48 on Saturday, your nicer feeling weekend day. A little less breezy on Sunday, but around 40 degrees, and then we're around 60. Next Thursday, there's a storm signal. You know, some of the guidance is painting a big snowstorm. Some of it says nothing. It's the classic, hey, it's, a week out. There's going to be back and forths and all kinds of changes. Just stay tuned. You know, we'll have you updated throughout the course of this thing. So, all right, guys, that's it. I really wanted to let you know that's what's coming our way. We have some rain, some wind overnight. Tomorrow's going to be a blustery day, rain in the morning, maybe some thunderstorms. The weekend looks good. And I think we'll, move on. We'll be back here tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, tracking the storms as they come through. We appreciate your weather class so much. Well, I try to make everything entertaining and fun and engaging, and I hope you guys enjoy. So thank you. He used to do YouTube videos teaching weather. It was so cute. I miss those. I am going to bring them back. With COVID and how crazy the world has been over the past couple of years, I kind of lost track of that. But yes, we will be doing a whole new series on weather education, and I'll be going in person to different civic organizations teaching about severe weather. So I have a lot on my bucket list for 2022. All good things, though, and I appreciate you all being here for the ride. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, @Nor'easternick, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think you got to type in Nick Pittman. I had another YouTube channel back in the day, Nor'easter Nick, but I migrated over to a new account when Google changed some stuff. But you can go there, you can go to Twitter, and get my content pretty much everywhere. And of course, I have my app, the Norcast Weather app, available in your Apple and Android store. Take care and tie down anything loose outdoors so it doesn't get blown away. See you guys.